Hi guys, I wanted to show how I use Procreate and Canva to create my listing for Etsy. So first I start off with my Procreate coloring page. The canvas is 210 by 297 millimeters. Then of course you have to decide what kind of vibe you're going for, how many pages. Are the pages going to have a lot of detail? And so I decided to go with Happy Valentine's Day for my cover page. All I really had here were the words Happy Valentine's Day, hearts, sparkles. I used a Procreate pencil in here. I also designed this on different layers. That way it's a little less pressure for me. And after I sketch with the pencil, I use a studio pen or bold smooth brush. That way I can have a nice crisp outline. And so the Happy Valentine's Day is really all I had planned. So here I decided that I would do the 3 hearts. And I knew I wanted sparkles as well. And then I was like, you know what? I should do skulls. That would be really fun. So I put some ideas down here: bows, crown, flowers. That way I knew that that's what I wanted to add into my pieces. And since I had that first design ready, I decided that I needed to come up with more pages here. So I decided to use the bow for the first skull. This is going to be my second coloring page in the set. I decided to add XOXO, the hearts, the sparkles. And this isn't the final design, it's just to get the ideas going, see if I want to add anything else. The third coloring page would have a flower, and I thought maybe I should add the word love. And then for the fourth coloring page, I wanted to have the crown. For the design, I decided to add letters because we get love letters on Valentine's Day. For the fifth page, I decided to do a little headpiece with like beads and gems. Then I decided to go over my sketch and I put Happy Valentine's Day. I knew I wanted to have that heart there. And so that's what I'm working on here. As you can see, sometimes it takes a couple of tries, but that's okay. I also decided I wanted to have a border for all of my pages, so that would be kind of the unifying theme as well. Because I knew I wanted skulls, I decided to put that on my very first page. That way, if anyone does decide to purchase, they would know that the theme is skulls. And if you do decide to purchase, I would appreciate it so much. Thank you. Also, if you could tag me on social media, I'd love to see what colors or what design you come up with. I will have these on Etsy as printable pages, so you can use this in an art program. You can also print them out. So you can use color pencils, you can use markers, you can use, of course, your digital program. It's really versatile. And this is how it turned out. I love the design in the end for the first page. This is the second page that I will be working on. I decided to go with the bow. I also wanted to flesh out the design for my skulls. I will be using pretty much the same design, just changing a little bit of things up for each page after this. I decided to put hearts in there as well on the borders just to kind of show where those are going to be. And to add a little bit of something to those borders, that way we have a little bit more to color. And for my coloring pages, I do like to put a thicker outline on the main focal point of the piece. So that's what I'm doing here. And also, I did want to mention whenever you're doing your coloring pages, just depending on how you work, you may want to make sure that the different coloring pages have the same thickness of lines. That way they look more cohesive when you print them out. That's something I didn't get to do with these coloring pages because I didn't have a printer, but my dad did give me one that he bought for himself, so I'm really grateful for that. And I zoom in and zoom out a lot just to make sure that everything looks good, doesn't look too crowded. And here's how it came out. I really love how the second coloring page came out. And for the next coloring pages, it's the same thing. I sketch my ideas out. I'll go over it with the pen that I use and just make sure everything looks nice and crisp and clean. So for the third coloring page, I do go with the word love. And I also put flowers in on the border. And then I thought, okay, well, what would be cute is to have like little vines or like little leaves. And in the description, I'm going to leave a link to May Arroyo's tutorial. She's the one I learned how to use Canva from. Also how to post my coloring pages on Etsy as well. And here's how the third coloring page came out. This is actually my favorite one in the set. And for this coloring page, I decided that I wanted to have a crown on the skull. And to just add a little bit of something, I decided that I would put a little candy, so like a candy skull. And then I decided that for the border of this one, I would put like a lollipop and some candies. You'll see that in a little bit. And then I just added a little bit of stuff in the background. That way you can color a little bit, make it more colorful. And then here, I decided not to add the same sparkle that I had been adding already. So I added these little stars, and I think it just gave it enough to make it look like that glittery effect. And I also decided to change the eyes up a little bit. So the shines in the eyes look different from the other ones. And I really think it came out so cute. And for my final coloring page, I did like a little headpiece here where it had beads on the headpiece. I also added a little heart in the middle because I thought that'd be so cute. So, I'm just doing a lot of um, pasting here because you want to make your life simpler, not harder. I did look at this reference, and it's the only thing I could see on how to make like a simple type of gem. So that's what I went with. And then I was going to put letters all around the page, but it just was too crowded. And then I wanted to put the word be mine, so I did. And I changed all those letters to just two on the border so that it wouldn't be so crowded, wouldn't be so crazy. And then I put my sparkles here, just kind of put them around the page. And then I added the three hearts, and then for the border here, I just added a little bit of something there. And then XOXO on both sides. And then my sparkles because I really love them. And then I changed the eyes here too. And this is how this one came out. And I really love this set. I really love how it all came together. So as it says here, on the canvas size, you want the slides to be 2454 by 2020 pixels. You're going to export the pages you just made in Procreate as PNGs. Or you can do JPEG, doesn't matter. I just do PNG. And then once you have your first slide, you're going to add the main picture as the biggest picture here. And I was just messing around with different backgrounds, trying to figure out what I wanted to do. So that's why it looks all crazy. And then here we have the title. You need a title for your listing. What I do like about Canva is that I'm using this on my iPad and then I just switch to my computer and everything's saved there. It's just super simple and easy. Some things are easier on my iPad because I already have it on Procreate on my iPad, so that's why I do it that way. Now here, you're going to go to edit photo. When you click on your photo, you're going to go to shadows, and then you're going to add a drop shadow, just to add a little bit of an effect there. So I do that for all my pictures, even the bigger ones that are on the next slide, just to add a little bit of something. And then for the title, I went to effects, and then I just kind of mess around with the settings there to see what I like the most. You want to work on your logo. I changed the colors of mine to match the Valentine's Day theme. And then you want to make sure that you put digital download, because you don't want anyone thinking they're getting actual physical papers from you. They're going to download it and they can print it themselves. Or, like I said, use it in a digital software. And for the second page, you want to put what's included in the listing. So I use the first page again, it's my cover page. And I get the wording from a different coloring set I already used. It's basically the same thing. Instead of 8 A4 coloring pages, I have 5 total. And I let them know you can print them at home. That's very important. And of course, they can color them as many times as they like. And then I have every page after that on a separate slide. And my very last slide, I have thank you for shopping small. I let them know where my social media is. And then here's the front page and the rest of the pages here. Once I'm done and happy with how my slides look, I do need to upload those now. And I'll upload one as a PDF and one as PNG pages. And then I'll extract those pages because I'm going to put that in my Etsy listing. And I also need the links for my Etsy listing because they're digital copies. Now we go to Etsy, we start a new listing, and of course, we need to start with the title. So typically you want to use a lot of different words because you want people to be able to search for your listing and find your listing. So there are some different methods to that. You can look up SEO and kind of look into that. I don't. I just kind of put what I think someone might search for and hope for the best. After that, if you have a zip file, extract the pictures and then you want to upload those where it says photos and videos. Of course, I start out with my first page and then put the pages on after that. If you have a video, that's great. I might start putting a video and see how other people do that. Then you want to add your files, your digital files, or whatever you promised would be in the listing. So that's what I'm doing here. And again, I'll put May Arroyo down here so that you can actually check out her stuff. She goes more in depth. And then for the description, you want to again include what is included in the listing. Give a little bit about your piece or your pieces. So that's what I did for the coloring pages. I used the wording from my other coloring pages. Again, just changed a little bit here and there. And then I also want to put the sizes for everything, what they will get in the listing again, and how returns work, how you can print, copyright, that they can print them out but just not sell my work. And then price. I put $2 and the amount is $9.99. And then you just kind of read off here. We also have where you have to select a category, whatever you think is closest to what your listing is. We want to add what colors are the main colors, so black and white. You want to put the size of the pages, so that's what I did here. The orientation as well, and also we have the tags. So I just put in whatever I could that made sense. And there's no shipping because it's something they'll print themselves. Then for the shop section, I put it under the category of coloring pages. Renewal options I have as automatic. You just want to read there. And I put it as my feature listing because it's the newest one I have. So I want to showcase that. Whenever you're done, you want to publish if you're okay with everything. And then here it will show the last 2 listings I had. I just have to refresh, and then there is my new listing all ready to go. Thank you for watching. I hope this helps, and I hope you have a happy Valentine's.